Hey guys! So I'm here today to do the book bucket list tag. Now this tag was created by Krista over at The Princess of Reading. I will link her channel and the original video to this down below. You should go check her out. And I was tagged to do this by Cassidy, and I will also link her channel and her video for this tag down below. Go check that out because she's so awesome. I was so glad to get tagged by her because I just adore her and her channel. And if you're not already subscribed to her, go check it out and subscribe. She's awesome and has an amazing, amazing channel. Alright, so I will just jump right into this with question number 1. I want to read blank books this year. So on my Goodreads, I put that I think I wanted to read 100 books. I don't know why I put that because I really don't plan on reading anywhere near that much. I think I was doing it just to humor myself. But my for real goal is at least 60 because I think I read close to that last year. So I just at least want to hit 60 and I will be satisfied. And yeah. Question number 2. I want to read blank classics this year. I want to read at least 2 classics this year. And the first one I actually have with me, and that is The Great Gatsby by S. Scott Fitzgerald. I have read this one, I think, for school like twice. And I enjoyed it, and it's been a little while since I have actually picked this up and read it, so I want to read it again just because I think, you know, a classic would be good for me to read because I don't read them that often. And also, I really want to read Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. That is one of my all-time favorite classics, and I have not read that in so long, so I really want to get my hands on a really good copy. I think that's the only reason why I haven't read it yet, is I just want to find the perfect copy for me because there's so many different covers and versions of this thing that I just want to find the right one for me, and then I will read it. Question number 3. I want to read blank books that have been on my shelf for a while this year and show them. I selected 5 books, / some of them are series, that have been on my shelf for a really long time that I need to get to. The first of those being the Maze Runner series. I only have the first 2 books here, but I have seen so many great things about these books, and I know they're making this into a movie, so I really need to read this and finally catch up with the curve of everyone else reading them so I can see the movie, and yeah. The next series I've sat on my shelf forever that I really want to read this year is the Bloodline series, and I have currently the first 3 books in that, so I have, you know, Bloodlines, The Golden Lily, and Indigo Spell. I love these covers. Just the colors of them and everything are gorgeous, and they look so pretty on your shelf. The next book that has sat on my shelf that I really want to read this year is Nevermore by Kelly Craig. This is just, I've seen so many people read this and love it, and I still haven't read it yet, and I know this is people's favorite books. So the next book I want to read this year is Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. I've had this on my shelf for a little while now, and I know this is one of the really popular new adult books that have come out this year, and I picked this up a while ago before it was actually really hyped up on YouTube. I think it had just barely come out, and I saw the cover of this at Target, and I read the synopsis, and I just wanted to pick it up. And then the last book I want to get to this year is Wicked Lovely by Marissa Marr. Now, I picked this book up solely because one of my best friends loves this series, and I think just after reading a fairy book that put me off has just damaged me for other really good fairy books that could be out there, so I just need to dive back in and get this book a try because she loved it so much, and I feel like I need to read it just so that she won't keep bugging me about not reading it. Question number 4. I want to read blank different genres this year. I said I want to read at least 3 different genres this year, including adult books. I read like mostly YA, if you couldn't tell. And I think reading an adult book sometimes just kind of switches gears for me, and those books tend to be, on the most part, like a little bit more dealing with real world stuff because there's not as much paranormal stuff going on in them. So I think I need to at least give that genre a try. I also want to read some true crime books because I just adore true crime. I love watching documentaries on it and everything. I had just recently ordered like a bunch of Anne Rule's crime books, so I want to just crack one of those open really soon. The last genre I kind of want to read more of this year is sci-fi. I tend to stay more towards, like, you know, within the YA genre, like romance, fantasy, kind of action-y type books, contemporary. Those are like my go-to books because I know I will usually love them and I feel safe about it, including like paranormal stuff too. But for some reason, sci-fi, I read them, but then I don't think I've like picked up too many sci-fi books. So I want to change that because I really do love sci-fi stuff, and I think I need to read a little bit more of it. Question number 5. I want to finish blank series or trilogies this year. I said at least 7. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm really pushing for it because I hate leaving series unfinished. And so series that I've started and finished are the ones that I want to get to very first. And the first one of those is being the Tiger's Curse saga type thing. I've read the first book and I really liked it. And I want to read the rest of the series. I've picked up the second book, so I need to get on that. And I'm just nervous when it comes to this because I did not like how this ended at all. And I've only heard that it just goes downhill from there, so that's the only reason I'm a little skeptical to read it. But I also know that as much as people don't like it, this book is some people's favorite series. So I think this is one of those books that you either love it or hate it. Also, another series that I know I will finish this year because the last and third book comes out, and it is in the Mara Dyer series. I have the first and second. I read both of them. Love it. These are one of my all-time favorite series. This one and The Darkest Minds are my 2 favorite series ever. Nothing has really topped those for me. Yeah, so I know that this series will sadly finish. It's bittersweet. Like, you're excited to get to the 3rd book, but you just don't want it to end. So I know I will be finishing that series this year for sure. Another series that I've started is the Deadly Little Secret series by Laurie Faria Stolars. I can never say that name. I think I've read like the first 3 books, and there's 5 books in this series. It's really thin, but after reading, this is one of those series that I read, I think, the first 3 books back to back to back, that I just kind of needed a break because the 2 main characters were just getting on my nerves for a minute, so I needed to just distance myself from it. But lately I've been really wanting to get back and just finish this series because I do love this author and her books, so I do know for sure, though, that I will finish this series this year. Alright, so then the last of these are series that I haven't read yet, so these series are my goals to finish this year. The first one being the Divergent trilogy. I do have the first 2 books here, and I do plan on reading Divergent really soon because when I posted in my last, one of my recent videos about my top 10s that I need to read, this book was probably, I think, the one that was most voted that I needed to get on. And I know the movie's coming out soon, so I just need to read it and then get in the curve with everyone else. And I know the 3rd one comes out this year, so hey, I will finish the series if I can. The other series that I want to start and finish this year are the Infernal Devices. I didn't want to pull out. I do have all 3, but I just wanted to pull out the first one in it. And I loved the Mortal Instruments series, one of my favorites. And everyone says that the Infernal Devices is even better. So now that the 3rd book is finally out, I just need to sit down one weekend that I have and just read through all these babies because seriously, I wouldn't doubt that I could do that. I also really want to start the Unearthly series, or trilogy, I guess I should say. Everyone has hyped these books up so much, and I even adore the covers. And I have a feeling that I will like this series, so I just need to start on this. And since there's only 3 books in the series, I bet I could finish it really within distance of each other and hopefully finish it this year. Alright, and then the last and final series that I want to read this year. This I have literally just got in the mail today, and you guys are going to be really shocked that I have not read this series. I think I read the first book or the first 2 books when they first came out, and I was really young then. And then the movies started coming out, so then I just kind of stopped reading and just watched the movies. But that is the Harry Potter books, and I just got these all in the mail today. So I'm really excited, and I really hope I can finish these this year. Alright, question number 6 is show one book that you really want to read by the end of this year, and that book is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This book is probably one of the most hyped books on BookTube that there is. So I really want, this is like my goal book to read and finish this year because I really do feel like the only person who has not read this. So if I had to pick one book, it would definitely be this one. And the last question, question number 7, is I want to make blank video or videos a week this year. So I know lately, it's really hard sometimes to commit to, uploading 1 or 2 videos every week. My schedule is so unpredictable when it comes to work, and when I do have time, I don't like there to be, anyone else in the house when I'm filming. So finding just a good film time, too, is really hard. so I don't always get to film or upload or edit videos as much as I want to. But my goal is to at least hopefully be able to do at least one a week, sometimes two, but that's kind of trying to be my goal. I want to get better at doing this. So it's a personal goal for me to hopefully at least do 1 week. Alright, so that was my book bucket list. Let me know any of your guys' responses down below. Also, feel free to film your own book bucket list tag as well. I would love to see your guys' answers. So if you're watching this, consider yourself tagged. And real quick, thanks again, Cassidy, for tagging me. This is an awesome tag, and I was really excited that I was tagged to do this. And thank you, Krista, for creating this tag. It was such a creative idea. So with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!